Ipsated. I don't know what that means. Good morning, everybody. We're having a technical glitch. Big surprise there with Mercury going retrograde tomorrow. And we're trying to get our guest, Jana Groska, into the Be Live platform. So as soon as we can get her in, we will bring her in. Good morning to you as well, Christian. I hope you're having a good day. And as soon as we can bring Jana in, we will. In the meantime, Jason, Jana, if you can hear me through Facebook, maybe you can FaceTime me. And if you FaceTime me, I will do like we did with Jason the other day and hold you up. Right? Well, I'll support you through my phone. All right. So welcome, everybody, and I wish you a happy Friday. Jason, today is Friday. Raise the roof. We are going to have a great weekend, I hope.
Do you have any idea how excited I am for this morning Meta Cafe menage? You have no idea.
No, I don't know how you are excited, but
I not be with two beautiful, talented metaphysicians in the same place with me. My God, that's like a wet dream for like fucking Freemasons. Are you kidding?
Jana, I see her in here. I mean, she's there. Your camera is not on apparently, and your audio is not on. So you may have to, at least up in the top left corner of my little screen, Jana, is a little blue button. And if you slide it over, it'll turn off your camera. If you slide it to the right, it turns on your camera. So look and see if you have that. If not, you have the little settings wheel somewhere where you can choose your camera and your audio. And I have to do that every morning when I go in. And I know that's different than it was a couple weeks ago when you were with us because Be Live went through an update. I believe that's what's happened. So TGIF, thank God, Michelle says, and Roseanne says, good morning. So here we are with the weekend leading into a super full moon. Woohoo! It's going to be a crazy one, guys. This is happening, of course, in the sign of Gemini, my favorite sign. And that means there's going to be a hint of craziness to it, right? Because Gemini, the twins, duality, the polarized kind of, there's my friend. Her camera's working. She's coming in. Good morning, Jana. I hope you can hear us now.
I can. My computer was updating. I know, and I was on my iPhone, and it wouldn't let me. I don't know what it was doing. I couldn't see anyone. I couldn't hear anyone. And I apologize for being late. You got to love Mercury going retrograde. My computer upgraded last night.
I love it, love it, love it. And that's exactly what I was saying, that Mercury is going retrograde tomorrow. And of course, it is causing us all kinds of havoc. Jana, meet Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Jana.
Finally.
I know. Finally, we connect.
Jana, can you see Janet? Or because I can only hear Janet, I only see, for instance, a little block of you. I see a listing of the text messages like, hello from Roseanne right now. How are you, beautiful? What are you seeing? Just because I'm curious.
I am seeing both you and Janet as well as the messages.
And are you seeing you?
And I'm seeing me.
So the only weirdness, I guess. So what are you seeing?
Me? I see all of y'all. I see you. I see Jana.
I only see herself and myself, and that's fine. I get to see you every day. I'm spoiled, so I'll just,
All right. So Jana, welcome to the Morning Meta Cafe. We're really excited to have you here. And for those of you who don't know Jana, she is a great astrologer in her own right, at least as it relates to the moon. I don't know how familiar you are with other planets and all of that, but I love talking to her when it comes to the new moon and the full moon. And so when we realized this was going to be a super full moon, I thought it would be great to have a couple of different viewpoints on what's going on. So welcome. And everyone else, grab your coffee and settle in. We have quite the morning to talk about, quite the weekend. This is on top of it a Friday. So we have 3 cards we're going to pull. Jason's going to pull, not me, and 3 days to talk about. However, my part's pretty easy because the moon is in Taurus today and switches over to Gemini in the morning and stays in Gemini the rest of the weekend. Woo! So everything that I really usually say about the moon is about the full moon and how it's going to affect us on Sunday. But of course, as any astrology transit, it starts the process of our feeling it a day or two ahead of time, depending on what planet it is. It can affect us as much as a week ahead of time if it's one of the outer planets, because it takes longer for that planet to come into conjunction or opposition in this case. Today, Jason and Jana, we have a stellium in Sagittarius. Wow. Now, for you, if you
stop, wait, just stop.
I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. Hold on.
Don't. Are you watching her? She's like all of Twitter. I'm like, I'm growing breasts. There is so much estrogen poisoning. I mean, you two are hysterical. You're like geeky astrological cheerleaders.
Well, yeah, because it influences you. So why not know what it's doing?
Yeah. So against the backdrop of a Gemini full moon, it is holding the tension of an opposition with not just the sun, but with Venus, with the sun, and who else is in there? Saturn, Mercury, the galactic center. And in some respects, even the black moon Lilith, who's only just a titch into Capricorn, is also in this mix. And to answer Michelle Brooks's question, the moon is going to be at the 11th degree, 11 degrees, 40 minutes or something like that. But what is interesting, and this, Jason, we talked about last night on my radio show, and Jana, you probably recognized this as well, is that the full moon is at 11 degrees, the sun is at 11 degrees, Jupiter is at 11 degrees, and who else? Huh?
You are so funny.
I know.
Well, I'm an 11. My numerology is my life's path is an 11, and next year is the year of 11. So I am, yeah, and even my destiny is at 11 degrees. So 11 is my number.
11, 11, 11, 11. It's Neptune, by the way, that's also at 11 degrees. So if we just look at what's happening in this period of time, take a little snapshot, because I think it sets the tone for 2018. Mm-hmm. And that's because what Jana just said is that next year is an 11. Now, the reason I was kind of getting titillated about Sagittarius playing host to a stellium is that every person within the sound of our voices, every person on the planet is going to be affected by this energy of
another geek
or more in the sign of Sagittarius, because you have Sagittarius somewhere in your chart, and Sagittarius plays hosts to the galactic center, which for me has been very interesting as we watch new energies filtering into the planet from that very highly energetic spot. And I don't know, Jana, do you ever use the galactic center, or is it even on your radar?
Absolutely. Not necessarily for astrology readings, but I definitely use it to tap into the energy and wisdom for deep healing and to bring forth just new ideas that maybe we're not really tapped into yet. So
why?
Why? Because there's so much. Why not?
First answer why, then I'll tell you why not. I asked first.
Every show has to have a prima donna.
Welcome to my prima donna.
Okay, so
I asked this question because
I am trying to
astrological geek don't realize that some of us laymen want to know logically why, if you're not using the galactic center in your readings, and then all of a sudden you switch and you're like, I'd like to know where deep healing and wisdom comes from, and then all of a sudden you shift to this place called the galactic center. All right, go ahead.
Thank you. I actually do not do astrology readings. I use the charts just for myself, okay? And second of all, I'm a metaphysical healer. So I work with vibration, I work with past life, I work with ancestral issues, DNA healing, all the stuff that's in human design. And so I'm constantly calling forth information from the Galactic Center to support us and humanity in our healing. That's why.
I understand why you're doing it, but why not focus on another aspect? Why the galactic center? This is because we discussed this last night on Janet's show, and I'm leading you.
Okay, I appreciate the lead. So the galactic center, and Jason has frozen in time. the galactic center truly is the center. Everything is revolving around it. So there is some core wisdom that we can tap into as a result.
And you know what? The more I have been exposed to this idea via Janet and listening to you on the outside from an ajna-ridden Capricornian. Welcome. I'm your best critic. Capricorn sort of ridden. I've been listening to Janet. I've been listening to her, Newtonian understanding, her, this idea that from this area is coming this energy. And I said, well, isn't that just the same as Godlight? It's just Godlight. And I wonder, when we think about Mount Olympus, is that really where the Mount Olympus is? Is that where God lives? So it's interesting that you look to this place for your spiritual healing and wisdom. Do you see my drift?
I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's so much energy that filters in through our entire solar system right here into the Earth from the galactic center. And we shared this last night on the radio show that even science now is recognizing neutrinos as being something that Mother Earth absorbs into her body. She is taking in neutrinos. My human design program is called Neutrinos. Why? Because neutrinos are highly charged particles. And if we're absorbing neutrinos, we are absorbing the energy of evolution, or we are absorbing the energy of change and mutation. Mutation, that's a great word, because mutation is what we are undergoing. And the galactic center, which is really just, if I always think of that as the heart of Sagittarius, because the archer's arrow is pointed right at it. Mm-hmm. It is the center where truth, capital T truth, which Sagittarius loves, is filtering into our planet. And if we can, as Jana suggested, tapping into that energy, we're getting the energy of truth, of source, of God, of the Akashic records, of whatever you want to call it. And through history, it's been called many things. But let's just call it a wisdom point. Right now, it's the place where we can really entertain an idea, an ideal that moves us forward. And I urge everyone. I did this last night when I went to bed. I was talking to a friend. I was actually playing a game, Words for Friends, with Mimi. And she's an artist. And she told me that every night she goes, and this is without us having a galactic center conversation, by the way, but she said every night she goes to bed in the arms of the galactic center, and she kind of connects with that energy. She's a beautiful artist, and I think a lot of her inspiration and a lot of the ethereal qualities in her paintings and in her fiber art comes from this connection she has to the galactic center. And I'm getting chills as I talk about it, because I think every one of us needs to connect with God energy there. I don't care if it's, what religion you are. It doesn't really matter. This is a place of spirit, of heart, the heart of our universe.
Look at Courtney Robinson is asking a very sort of rudimentary question that only you should really answer.
The galactic center, Courtney, is the center of our Milky Way galaxy. Science conjectures that there's a black hole at the center of our galaxy, our solar system. And from a metaphysical standpoint, it is the source of a lot of highly charged energies that create change, mutation, and growth, evolution on our planet. So it isn't so much a planet or a something that we can point to and say, hey, there it is. It's an emitter. It is emitting and swallowing old and emitting new energy. So it's a very powerful point. And I think
sort of like a celestial spleen. You know what I mean?
Wow. That
never thought of that way.
I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say to that. But I think that's a great analogy.
That's why you have me the fuck on the show.
It might be more like the celestial liver as opposed to the spleen.
No, because the spleen takes in old blood.
Oh, old blood.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, anyway.
Well, can I jump into on? I love this full moon energy with. I can't. Okay, sorry.
Yes, you may. Absolutely, Jana.
one of the things that I love about this full moon in Gemini, obviously Gemini is about communication, it's about socialization, it's about, getting a message out there. And there's a T-square that's taking place with Neptune. So Neptune is a highly spiritual planet. It's helping us dive in deep to some of those spiritual issues that maybe, or issues that have suppressed us from our true healing and standing in our true power. And so I see this full moon as a huge opportunity and cleansing. Are you falling asleep, Jason?
Oh
Cleansing.
no, I have it in my eyes. I'm meditating and listening to you. I'm so sorry.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry that I'm not always like goofing around, but I actually do listen. Go ahead.
Absorption.
Hard to believe when the diva listens. I know.
Awesome. So I
I've lost control of this show this morning.
I think
Did you ever have control of this show?
Yeah, seriously.
No.
No.
Carry on, Janet. Carry on.
So I think we have a very unique opportunity to jump into some fifth dimensional energy to kind of shake us out of our third dimension and really support us in our evolution and taking us forward. So when you're talking about this particular full moon sort of launching us into the next year, I totally see that as an opportunity to catapult. And then we're pulling in the Mercury retrograde. So it's like, let's slow down before we start speeding up again. And I just see this as a really rich divine time for all of us for healing.
It's beautifully rich. What's interesting about the T-square too is that the T-square is, sort of like this triangle where at one end over here we have the moon, the other end is the sun, and Neptune up here at the top, if you want to look at it in that direction. And opposing all of that down here is a blank spot in a T-square. And it forces us to bring some of that energy to fill in that empty spot. And that empty spot is in Virgo. Virgo is a planet of practical application of spiritual dynamics, right?
Sure.
So we have a really great opportunity with this full moon to sort of ground in these new energies, to really bring spirit down to earth, bring spirit to Mother Earth.
Yes.
And I find that beautiful. It's poetic even, if we had our little friend Rachel on here this morning, she would see the poetry in that kind of setup.
Where is Rachel?
Yay, Rachel.
It's all her fault, but we are all together. You know that, right?
Right. So, this is a profound full moon, and the fact that it happens at the end of the year, at the last month of the year, with so much energy for about 3 full weeks. Into December, we have this stellium of planets in Sagittarius. Stellium just means 4 planets or more in one sign. And it's really going to carry a lot of weight in our beliefs, in our seeking of the truth and looking at what is true. And, unfortunately, we have a president in office who deals in lies and untruths or half-truths at best. And I believe it's an opportunity for all of us at this point in time to really begin looking for what is the truth and living from that place. And Jason, why don't you, if you want to, pull us a card right now for the full moon instead of doing it the days? Let's do it for the full moon.
Okay, but before we go on, I need a little clarification. I don't understand when you were discussing this shifting from the third dimension to the fifth dimension, skipping over the fourth dimension. Did I miss something rudimentary here?
It's not sequential. We don't need to go 3, 4, 5. That's a linear thinking. Since we're quantum
why wouldn't
beings.
You?
What?
Why wouldn't you?
Because you don't have to.
Okay, I think that confuses people, because most people are logical, left side brain thinking in linear. When you talk about a third dimensionality and then all of a sudden this fifth dimensionality movement, normal people go, well, what happened to the fourth one?
It's called time and space. Fourth dimension.
Time and space, according to Jana.
We're transcending time and space and moving to a more ethereal place Does that make sense, Jason?
Yeah. So if you were to tell me to pull a card for the moon and you were to summarize astrologically this moon, because we kind of went all over, what would it be?
Unfortunately, you're echoing, and so I missed the question.
Hello.
There's like 10 hellos.
Hello.
He's howling at the moon.
Oh, at the full moon.
I speak well. Hello.
Oh gosh.
Oh, am I still echoing?
You're not echoing to me, so
Okay.
Yeah, you're not echoing to me.
Please, what this particular supernova moon is accentuating.
Okay. Just pull a card.
I like it.
Let me.
I get this a lot for relationships, whether it's for business or whether it's for partners. It's a cool card. It's not a fiery card, but it's a lovely card. I get this when people are working well together. It is a two of swords. Let me know when I should stop moving.
Right there. That's a beautiful card.
One of my favorite. You can see the emerald down below, the lotus blossom, and you can see these two steel, wonderful swords with heads that are made of snakes and such.
oh, nice.
This is when two people complement each other, equal and opposite, working together in perfect harmony. So I don't know how this card relates to your moon supernova thingy.
Can I jump in?
Yes, please do.
Please do. I love a little menage. Jump in.
Thank you. So as soon as you brought up the 2, of course, we're at 11 degrees for this full moon, right? Which is actually a 2. So it is about working together. It's working. I mean, if I look at this just with myself, I don't need a partner per se, but it's myself working with my higher self to bring myself to a new level. So that's what I interpreted as soon as you brought that up.
It's a beauty. It's got the mandala in it, and it truly is one of my favorite cards. In it is the, Jana, what is the Latin term for snake eating its ass?
I can't understand a word you're saying. It's like you're in the baseball stadium and your voice is reverberating off all the seats. Jana, what do you think?
I'm now turned into the interpreter.
Yes, because you're in the middle, right? When I say you're in the middle
You're
here.
in the middle, man. Pass the joint, dude. Go in the middle, bro.
Not passing. It's staying here.
What did he say?
Gosh. I'm sorry. Go back to the question. I've already lost my mind.
He has that effect on people, Jana.
Cafe.
What was the question, Jason? What am I translating?
Okay. So I love the fact that, let's get back on board with the 11, the fact that if I straighten these two swords out, it would be an 11, which is really the 2. I love your take on that. So I don't know, Janet, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, is it still really wonky and weird?
You are.
Fuck you. Is Jana?
No, I can hear her.
That's crazy because I hear you both perfectly. So I don't know what's up. It's Janet's machine. We're blaming it on Mercury.
I am the Gemini. I will fly that planet.
So today's card, we have the Knight of Discs.
Am I changing the screen? I must be.
All right, tell us about it. How's this supporting us today?
Today's energy. This is Friday. I'm tired. This is, look, I've been dragged through the mud, maybe. I feel exhausted. I can see how a lot of people's sentiments would feel like that today, but, you know, his gaze is cast down. Everyone is echoing. Yeah. Roseanne just said everyone is echoing.
Oh, no.
Anyway, this is the energy for today. I can see how people have had a hell of a work week, and there is physical tire. Please keep looking to the ground where that beautiful flower is, because we have better things coming up, I know, on Saturday, of which, excellent, mind, body, and spirit, the 3 of Wands.
Love it.
We're going to have a wonderful Saturday. So don't let me fuck you up, folks.
Show the card again, Jason. Jason, show the card again. Bring it in a titch. There you go. Oh, I love that card. Yeah, the 3.
Beautiful.
I love how the top of them has the sort of papyrus / lotus blossom.
Yes.
Yep.
And it all melds together.
I am
and now it's really melding that mind, body, spirit.
Oops, go ahead.
I said it's really melding that mind, body, spirit. Just the card, there's so many dimensions to it. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm stepping on people. It's just not doing my best. So anyway, here's Sunday's card, ladies and gents. Woo! Glad you're gonna have a nice Saturday because the family is going to be up your ass big time on Sunday.
Ooh.
Ooh, ooh, is that the 8 of Wands?
Yeah, and you're here in the center, and these wands have hands coming off of them, and it looks like spider webs, which is bolts of energy. Get ready for a hell of a Sunday. So
Sunday.
Lots and lots of energy coming off and demanded from you, but you're going to have the reserves because you will have rested and have felt at peace. You're going to sort of go forward with all of your DIY stuff on Sunday and taking care of family and doing preparatory Christmas shit. It means you're ready and you're in a good place for it.
I have no idea what he said, but it sounds good.
Oh, it is good. It's all good.
This is the craziest thing I've ever had to mediate. Usually he just blanks out or goes away, but this morning he's echoing. That's the NASCAR races or something.
Oh gosh, that's crazy. Well, it's definitely going to be interesting.
It compels you. The spirit of Christ compels you.
Yeah, we need an exorcism, that's for sure.
Exercise some fucking tech demons or some shit.
It's crazy. Well, welcome to Mercury retrograde. It's insane.
Indeed. And it's not even retrograde until tomorrow.
No, I know, but we've been feeling it all week.
We have been feeling it easily.
Oh my God. Oh, we haven't had really one broadcast that was smooth. Think about it.
Yeah, I believe it.
I don't know what you said, Jason, but okay.
Not one of the broadcasts this week has been good.
Oh, yeah. Twice this week, Anna, I've had to have him in my phone on FaceTime because he gets locked out or gets kicked off and we don't see him and he can't get back in. So, and then one day we both froze in this, strange position.
I always love that one.
What's so funny is that Janet's voice has finally devolved into nothing more than like an amorphic sci-fi sound. It's not like Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. It's even like
very nice interpretation. I loved it.
Thank you.
So my advice for the weekend is to stay grounded. Do what you can. If you're looking for essential oils, use frankincense. It's going to help you with clarity. It's going to support you in feeling grounded and anchored and help you in speaking your truth and understanding your truth. So that's my advice for the weekend.
I think that's really good advice because we're talking air energy and fire energy, and that can really be a whirlwind.
Polarizing. Yeah.
So being grounded is a really good antidote to all of that cerebralness and fireness that's going on. Take it everything at face value. I think there's one other thing I want to tell people this morning. Today is the exact opposition of Mars and Uranus across Libra and Aries. We've been watching this lining up over the last several days. So anger can erupt out of nowhere. So everybody be cool, calm, and collected. I quick texted my husband, who is a Libra, and I said, don't you let anything bother you today, because it can be something that leads us into explosion. Don't need that. And take care that you don't engage in any kind of risky or, dangerous energy just because you want to feel something or you feel rebellious. This isn't the time to do that. And if we can get through today, that begins to wane, and then we can enjoy the energy of the weekend.
Okay, then I'm bringing in lavender for all of that stuff.
Woohoo!
First of all, just to calm the crazy, it calms the nervous system and supports us in feeling like we're in control versus, yes, Roseanne, we'll connect after the call. Just to make sure that you're staying like centered, grounded, and in your truth and in your voice and not getting triggered, lavender will help you feel very calm and collect.
Yeah. I love lavender. I just absolutely love that smell. And it always does have, I always forget about it, by the way, Jana. When I'm in a tiz, I should be slathering myself in lavender. It would probably help me.
You should be using it before every show because it gets you that calm, centered place. You put it right over throat chakra. You express your message more clearly, more succinctly, and you're more understandable as a result. You have to try it. It's amazing.
I like it. So, Jana, tell everybody how they can find you if they want to get some oils, if they want to talk to you more about the work that you do. Where can they find you?
They can find me at newmoonmanifesting.com. And they can just jump on there, send me an email, and we can connect. I also post blogs on there twice a month on the new and full moons. And I've got other programs as well, but that's a good starting place.
Very good. And they can find out the oil connection from you there?
Absolutely. I post on oils, what oils are good for each of the lunar cycles to support us. So, yes, and then I have other classes from there, but it's just a good place to connect.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning in this craziness. And let's see, somebody has a question for you, Jana. Do you have an essential oil recipe for a roller ball model? Smooth.
If you go to my New Moon Manifesting blog, I have about 6 different oils that I listed for this full moon. You could put those all in a roller ball and use it over this full moon.
Nice. And let's see, lavender. Okay, so people seem to like lavender. We have someone who has lavender room spray, and the idea, I don't know, what is a roller ball? Can you describe that for me? I've never heard of that.
It's just it's a little, like a roller ball that goes on top of
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's just a delivery method for the oils. So instead of them dropping out of the bottle, you just roll them on.
Okay. All right, Jason, anything that you want to say that I can't hear?
No, I wanted to ask Jana off the top of my head, what oil or oils are you familiar with to help people with the victimhood mentality?
Victimhood, honestly, clove oil is
No, I'm lying. Why the fuck would I ask?
No, I love it because we're all in victim mode. So, I mean, this is appropriate for everybody. But clove oil helps us in setting healthy boundaries and standing in our power. And it literally like creates this energetic barrier between you and other people. And I had one woman that literally transformed herself just by using clove oil. People didn't even recognize her because she went from this, person that was like literally curled up in a ball to this expressive, amazing woman. And so clove oil is one of my favorites for getting us in that, out of that victim mode. But there are a lot of other oils too. Everybody's body chemistry is different. So I always like to...
And ginger oil, and I have done everything but use it as a suppository.
Tell me the first one again. I heard the ginger. What was the other one?
I said she gave me ginger, and I have been using it as everything but a suppository.
Okay. Yeah, ginger is really good too because it helps you stand its power.
But what I find is crazy about that, Jen, is last night in my diffuser. Roseanne's like, I need a gallon. I love you, sweetheart. I put in my diffuser last night ginger and clove.
Ooh, yummy.
It was wonderful that you said that.
That would smell like Thanksgiving and Christmas.
It really does, and it really supports healing second chakra. So when you're talking about, so any of the spice oils, so cinnamon, cassia, clove, ginger, all of those are going to support healing second chakra, which is primarily where, you know, the healing needs to take place to release that victim mentality.
I love it.
So, Jenna, I hope that you and I connect after this. You connected with me during a time where everything was kind of upside down.
Yeah, you and me both.
Now that she's been righted, I'm going to do an episode. Sometimes I go back to a card. And I'm going to do another edition for the moon card. I'd love to have you on as a guest reader.
That would be great. You're cutting in and out now. I can't hear you that well.
Just echoing all over the place.
I think we're done today.
I think the show is over.
I think the energy's waning.
Seriously.
Well, so let me just say thank you both, Jason and Jana, for joining us this morning, and thank you, listeners who tune in every morning. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the full moon. Stay cool, calm, and collected, and become illuminated.
Awesome.
Love it.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day.
The power of Christ.